I'm Kenneth Witt, and welcome to Gun Dog Nation. Gun Dog Nation is much more than a podcast. It's a movement to build a community of people around the world that like to watch a well-trained dog do what it's bred to do. Also, we want to get our youth involved into the sport of gun dogs, whether it be hunting, sport, or competition. We want to build a community of people united to preserve our gun dog heritage and to be better gun dog owners. Tune in to each weekly episode and learn about training, dog health, wellness, and nutrition. We will also offer tips for hunting with dogs and for competition, hunt tests, field trials, and other dog sports that involve gun dogs. Please go to our website, gundognation.com, and subscribe to our email list. We will keep you informed weekly with podcasts that are coming out. We also will be providing newsletters with training tips and health tips for your dog. You can also go to patreon.com/gundognation and become a member. There's different levels of membership on there. Just go check that out. Also, would like to thank Sean Brock for providing the music for this show, the introduction and the outro. As Sean Brock, he played everything on there except the banjo by Scott Vestal and the dobro by Jerry Douglas. Sean is a neighbor of mine from over in Harlan, Kentucky. I'm just crossing the mountain in Hyden, Kentucky, and he's a super talented guy. But most of all, I want you guys to check out the Creekers. They are also from Hyden, Kentucky, and this is an up-and-coming bluegrass and country band, and these guys are hot. They're all over TikTok and YouTube. You will hear these guys because in a year or so, they will be on the radio. They are very talented. Their videos are going viral on the net. These boys are family. Two of the lead singers, one grew up with my daughters, and the other one is my cousin's son, so he's family. But check them out. Check out the Creekers. Also, last but not least, if you want to buy a hat, koozie, t-shirt, or even gun dog supplies, go to shopgundognation.com and you can purchase any of those items. Thank you so much for listening. It's a privilege to have people that want to put up with me talking about dogs all the time. I actually enjoy what I do, and I'm so glad to have this opportunity, and thank you. All right, welcome back to Gun Dog Nation. I'm coming to you today from Midland, Texas, and I've got a very special guest on today. I can't wait to talk about. This is her first podcast, so I feel honored because this lady is a huge social media star, and she's done it all on her own, and she's built an empire business that I got to visit. I can't wait to talk about, and she hunts with dogs, so she does it all. Very impressive young lady. All right, Miss Summer Reynolds, introduce yourself, please, and tell everybody what you do.
Gosh, you're going to make my head get big. I'm Summer Reynolds. I'm from Quitman, Arkansas. I've been around hunting dogs my whole life. I started a store about, in 2015, 15, and it's just grown from there.
Well, it's an impressive store. Now, Summer, I know this, but just talk to the listeners a little bit. You got a really deep hunting dog experience. Is it coon hunting mostly that you've done, or do you run other dogs too?
No, mainly running foxhounds. That's what I've grown up doing. When I was small, I always went with my dad, and we had foxhounds, and we ran outside. We didn't compete a lot. We just kind of pleasure hunted. Then when I got older and I could get my own dogs, I had deer dogs, and crossbreeds. I called them my regals. They were big old redbone crosses. So
really,
I had those for a while. Then I got a squirrel dog, and I enjoyed squirrel hunting just because at that time I had a little boy, and it was easy to, grab up the dog and hit the woods and hunt for an hour and come back. It was a quick hunt, get him in the woods. So I've got several squirrel dogs then, and then it's just kind of when my son got older, he got into coon hunting, so we got coon dogs, and I go coon hunting with him. My uncle is a coon hunter he's been coon hunting my whole life, so we started going with him, and so I just started kind of coon hunting in the later part of my life, but I've just been around all kinds of hunting, really.
Well, you got me down a new rabbit hole now. I've never had anybody on here. And honestly, I'd like to learn more about fox hunting.
Oh, yeah?
Did y'all do it on horseback?
No. Of course, times have changed. Back then, you could, we would Friday night, Dad would come home from work, and of course I would be ready to go hunting. So he'd load up his dogs, and we'd go. We called it 10-yard hill. We would go down the road, and he would usually howl like a coyote and get the coyotes howling. So that's a whole nother thing. We used to howl. Like, he'd be like, all right, you howl with me, because your voice is different than mine, and it'll make it sound like, a female coyote or whatever. So we'd get the coyotes howling, then we'd turn loose, and we'd sit out there, on the hood of the truck on the side of the road all night, and we'd have cupcakes or whatever, and usually they'd just run and run and run all night. Well, and then in the morning, at daylight, we'd catch them. Of course, back then, there wasn't no tracking systems. There wasn't no beep beep collars. It was, everything was landmarked. They're, down there at the mailbox. So we'd drive down the road, get out and listen. Well, they're going on east, so we'd go on down the road or whatever. But now you really can't hunt like that as much, because people, if you're, sitting on the side of the road, they think you're doing drugs or something. They call the cops on you. So a lot of people started going to fox pens and stuff, or say you have, if you're fortunate enough to have several acres, you can go sit out in the middle of the field and run them all night. But that's how I was raised.
Will you do one of those coyote howls for us?
No, I will not.
I'd love to hear that.
No, I've done them a lot, but I will not.
So, do you think, is fox hunting as big as it used to be, or do you see it is it slowed down a lot?
In my area, it's slowed down. It's really kind of sad. When I was younger, there was probably, 25 or 30 guys that were big buddies and friends, and we would all, there would be 6 or 7 of us that every Friday night that would meet up, and, what kind of cupcakes are you bringing? And we would just sit out and eat snacks all night and listen to the dogs. All that group is kind of dying out. It's kind of sad, but there's about probably 5 older hunters that still hunt like that here now, and then the younger generation, of course, it's getting harder and harder to hunt big areas, because everybody's big tracts of land is going away. That's kind of a thing of the past. So nowadays pretty much people go to field trials and fox pens, and it's kind of going into that.
So moving to the deer, the deer dogs is something I never got to be part of. I grew up in Kentucky. We didn't have it. So y'all were breeding redbones to beagles to pretty much run deer?
Well, that was my pack. A lot of people just had big running walkers or whatever, but so we had a deer camp. It's kind of a family deer camp, and we would have, over 100 dogs. Look, the whole first week of deer season, we would have, we had a big family camp. We hired cooks that came in, and, we had a big dog pen. And so a lot of the guys that came, they just had running walkers. But, some people had beagles, some people had half-breeds. I had the half-breeds because where we hunted was cutovers, and sometimes a little beagle or a little beagle could get hung up in cutovers and stuff, where a little bit bigger dog could get through it. But on the other hand, the bigger dogs, when they get after deer, they might, if there's a big pack of them, they get after it in about 30 minutes. They might be 20 miles away because they had hightail it. The smaller dogs seem to just, not scare the game as much, and they would just run around and around, and it was easier to hunt.
Now, is that still legal in Arkansas?
Yes, it is in some places. It is in my county, it is on private land. There is some WMAs that you can still run dogs on here. There's some that you can't. Like, you can't run on the WMAs here in my county, but you can run on private. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume that they do that at different times of deer season, right? Like it's probably split it up where it's not while everybody's rifle hunting, or is that wrong?
No, I mean here, opening day of deer season, it's game on. I mean, if you like to sit in a tree stand, you can sit in a tree stand. If you like to run dogs, you can run dogs. Now, it goes back to the group of hunters that we hunt with we try to be real considerate of the stand hunters because, we're all trying to get along here and we realize that if you're hunting on a stand that you don't want to hear the dogs. So what we do is the first week we give that to all the stand hunters, and then like the second week we run, and that's like the Thanksgiving weekend or whatever. We start that week and we run every day, but we try to give everybody time to hunt their own way. That's just the way we do it. But now, when deer season opens, you can hunt however here in Arkansas.
I didn't know that. That's something.
Yeah.
And I guess y'all, maybe Alabama, only a few states allows that, right? That I know of. Maybe Mississippi.
Yeah.
Parts of Mississippi.
I think the Carolinas you can.
Okay.
I don't know the rules and regulations. It's hard enough to keep up with it here in Arkansas.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Texas too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in college at University of Kentucky a long, long time ago, and a guy down there with us from Alabama and told us about that. We thought he was lying. I was like, oh man, you can't do that, and I realized it's a thing. But
Yeah.
so then you got into something that I enjoyed a lot too. You got into squirrel dogs. So you have Feist, black mountain curs. What'd you use? Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gun Dog Nation. Many people quickly become frustrated and confused when training a retriever. Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy's online courses eliminate all the guesswork by giving you a proven training system that will help you train a dog that anyone will be proud to have in their blind. Learn where to start, what to do next, and what to do when problems arise. Visit cornerstonegundogacademy.com to learn how you can train your retriever. I have used this method myself. I have been through it a couple times with different dogs. I refer back to it lots of times when I'm trying to get dogs freshened back up for hunt test season. I highly recommend them. I have actually been a subscribed member of Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy since 2016, and I would suggest anyone use it. I highly recommend it. They have an app that you can get to on your phone. You can do it from your phone, your laptop. You can't get any more convenient than that. I've used it. It's proven and tried. And I know literally hundreds of people that have done the same thing that I've talked to. Visit cornerstonegundogacademy.com and learn how to train your own retriever.
I've got Feist, I've got mountain curs, and then I have a Leica.
Oh yes. Well, I've never hunted with those, but I've also seen people use like a Norwegian elk hound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that Leica, because I'm not familiar with those much.
Well, I mean, I have just had a Leica about 2 years, and I love a mountain cur. I've got a mountain Feist. I love the dog. I love hunting the dog. I let them run loose in my yard. I mean, every day I'm out there tinkering with them if they got a squirrel or whatever. But being as I had this store, people that came in here when nobody had any squirrels, the Leica hunters, which there's quite a few in Arkansas, they had squirrels. They was killing squirrels. So I was like, I want to see what the hype's about, because really the Leica hunters wouldn't have nothing but a Leica. I mean, the curs, they don't want nothing but curs, and I get it. So I was like, I'm gonna try one of these Leicas. So I got a puppy. I actually got two, and that's hard. Leicas are aggravating dogs, but anyway, I ended up getting rid of one of them. And so I kept one of them. And I tell you what, I was at my wit's end with it. If you left the hose by the fence, somehow or another, he'd pull it through and chew it up. And they got a lot of hair, and they look like they need to be pulling a a sled.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I can handle this Laker. But I was loading the dogs, going with my husband. We were going to go squirrel hunting one evening, and I said that it was just season had got going last year, and that pup is just old enough to start. I said, I'm going to take this dang Laker and see if it does anything. I turned it loose, and it treed 3 times and had 3 squirrels, and I was like, I'm liking it better already.
Yeah.
So now I like the Laker. I mean, I put up with him chewing the hose up and the hair and everything, but I still like a cur.
So is it pretty high maintenance?
I mean, they just shed a lot. I mean, they're not high maintenance. You can't really hunt them. They're kind of like to be hunted by themselves. I think is their main hang up. They're kind of like to fight. They're mean.
Yeah.
But mine's not that mean. But that's just what I hear. But
How big are they, Summer?
I mean, it's a big dog. It looks just like a sled dog.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's gonna be. Mine's bigger than my coon hound. So.
And I think I'm right about that. I remember some guys back home that had a smaller, husky-ish looking dog, but I keep thinking it's a Norwegian elk hound. Does that sound right? Or something like that.
Maybe something
Now,
like that. Yeah. It looks just like a wolf to me. Matter of fact, I call mine Woofy, or 2 socks off of.
But I had some mountain curs that would be aggressive at the tree. They didn't really they'd get along with other dogs treeing around them.
Yeah, I've had one that was kind of mean too, but most of mine are pretty.
So you decided to keep this one?
Yeah, I decided to keep this one. My husband calls it the old man dog. It just, every time I take it, I like it a little bit more. So
nice. Well, I have to go look them up now because I've heard people talk about them, but it's just the one dog I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
So then you moved into coon. You graduated on up to coon hunting.
Yeah.
With your son.
My son was in high school, and he decided he got a car or truck and a lift kit, and he decided that he needed something to do on Friday nights, so we got a coon dog, and he hunted him. I mean, a lot. He was pretty good. He made the top 16 one year, but we would go. I mean, he was a walker. His name was Chubb. It was a Mac dog. But anyway, I still have him. We still go, but we don't do any competition hunts right now. We just kind of go for pleasure. I mean, when you have a business, it's hard to go to a competition hunt.
Yeah, you got to make your customers mad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of that, so let's talk about that. Summer, I got to brag on you here. You're not the top to brag on yourself, but you have the number one dog supply store I've ever been in my life, and I travel over the U.S. working.
Thank you.
It's in Arkansas. We're going to tell them where it's at and everything, how to find you. Heck, there's probably more people know you on social media than me by a long shot. But what got you into that business?
I mean, I love hunting. I love everything about it. I love talking hunting. I love, my dad comes in here and sits down and we visit with all the hunters that come in. And they always say if you do what you love, it's not a job. So that's kind of what got me started let me back up. We have another business, and I was working at it or whatever. It was a storage building, and I was sitting in there every day, and it was boring, and I hated it. And I told my husband, I said, I've got to do something else. So I just started. I started selling odds and ends, and it just kind of grew from there. I started with a small store, and I was content with that. And, you know how people are. Sometimes people say stuff and lights fires under you, and then you just want to prove them wrong. So here we are, and
Hey.
we've moved into this new location 2 years ago, and I love it every day. I come down here on the weekends. I work 7 days a week, and I want to be the best hunting supply store there is out there for houndsmen and houndswomen.
Well, from what I've seen so far, I think you're there, comfortably there. You know, one thing that interests me, and I guess how I actually found out about you from one of your customers that I know. But what I didn't realize is I started watching you on TikTok. What got you to start taking your store to social media? Because it's definitely paid off.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of enjoy. I do not enjoy making the TikToks. That's very hard. But I like editing them and making them turn out to something. But I don't know. I just did a couple videos, and everybody responded pretty well. So, I mean, it's free advertisement. So
yeah.
So
how many do you, on average, how many do you put out a week?
I mean, two. I try not to put out a bunch of stuff. It seems like, I mean, people get tired of. I get tired of seeing stuff over and over, and I know people even though people's like, you need to put one out every day and da-da-da, I'm really not trying to grow. I mean, I'm not trying to grow a huge social media presence and get millions of followers. I'm just doing this for my business, and I feel like that if you put out, a video every single day, that people's like, oh my gosh, it's her again, I'm tired of seeing her. But when you put something out, if it's talking about something and meaningful, that people will be like, hey, what is she saying today? I mean, that's just the way I look at it. But
well, I can tell you, it worked on me. Like, I actually had a hunting vest, but you were showing that pro vest that you had on there, and you were showing. I love the way you were like showing how it holds a cell phone, your dog controller, all that stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting ready to take off 2 months and go hunting and up north for upland, And I thought, that's exactly what I need, and I bought one. But had I seen that in a magazine or in a picture, I wouldn't have understood what all it does. But your demonstration, it worked. I mean, I was like, that's exactly what I need. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's just something that you don't, think, well, it all goes back to my dad and all his hunting buddies, and they're all older. I mean, they're in their 80s now, and they would come in and be like, can you fix this or can you fix that? And it would be the simplest thing. And so I know out there in the world, there's more people like that even if some things you know about, you take for granted, that could be just, like the smallest thing, people don't really realize it. And if you just talk about it, then they're like, oh my gosh, that's genius. And I'm like, it's been around, but you have to just show people. And that's another reason why in my business, in my store, I try to, when people come in, I try to explain everything in great detail. So when they leave, they know how to turn on all their tracking systems and pair their collars, and they don't have to go home and try to read a manual.
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation, and I've got to tell you guys about something that I've gotten hooked on lately. It's Faux-licious. These are gourmet instant pho and ramen bowls that actually taste like the real deal. When I'm out in the field all day and the last thing I want is to settle for bland camp food, Faux-licious is what I go to. It's authentic, the flavor, it's real ingredients, it's ready in just minutes. It's perfect for hunters, fishermen, or anyone on the go. And you can get them over 1,900 Walmarts nationwide, your local HEB here in Texas. Or you can just go online at faux-licious.com.
Trust me, once you try it, you'll keep a few stocked in your bag, in your backpack, or for your next adventure. I just want to say this, I want to add this to this commercial because I know the owners of this company. They've hunted on my ranch. Joseph, he and I were actually met in Colorado on a hunting trip that was a real adventure. They are true hunters. They've hunted at the ranch, and I've hunted with them. And Anna, she is just amazing. She's the one that came up with this idea. They were both on Shark Tank. They are amazing people. So I love seeing people like this have a business. And I just had to say that in addition to the commercial because I really believe in the product and I believe in the people that made the product. Be sure and go to Folicious.com or go to Walmart or H-E-B and try their product. I promise you, you will like it. Well, I heard one of your customers say, tell me that they can go. They've went in there with a Garmin collar or an e-collar, and you'd fix it. You knew what to do. You knew what was wrong with it. And not everybody. Most people don't even care. Like they'll tell you, "Oh, call Garmin and send it back," or But you actually take the time to help your customers, and that seemed to resonate. As I'm sure that helps your business.
Well, I mean, it takes a lot of my time, and it's very time consuming to do that. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there that. They don't. I mean, they don't know. They don't know what to do. I mean, if you say, "Well, call Garmin," they're like, "Well, I mean, where's Garmin or what's the no?" I mean, You have to tell them everything, and it's just, it's a lot easier for me to just say, just bring it up here and I'll fix it for you. And people will drive 200 miles not to have to go to the post office and get a box. Yeah. So. I mean, I don't mind to help people, and people are so grateful, when we just take it and take care of it, and they don't have to worry about it. And I mean, that's what I do for people around here, so I might as well do it for whoever.
Well, I stopped at your place early in the morning. I was actually going to Memphis to the Ducks Unlimited show, and I made it a point to go out of my way. I had to see the store, and it was as impressive as I envisioned. But I assume because you are that big and you have such a great stock and inventory of everything. I mean, it was unbelievable. I would figure that you have customers from 100-mile radius, 200-mile radius. What do you think is your like parameters of for your home base of customers?
I don't know. I mean, I've always told the girls that work here with me, I'm like, we don't want to run out of anything. We want to have plenty of everything because just like you drove, I don't know how far, but whenever you got here, if you wanted to buy that vest and I was out of it, that would aggravate you. So I try to have plenty of inventory of everything, and so if someone drives, that I will have it. But I mean, I don't know. Every day, people come from out of state. I'll have people from, Florida, Mississippi, Ohio, Illinois, Oklahoma, Louisiana, on a regular basis. I'm probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 different people every 2 or 3 days come from out of state. Well, I mean, my store is in population 765, I think, or 675 or something like that. So my hometown where this store is a very small town. So all my customers at least have to drive probably an hour, because right here in Quitman, there's probably just about 6 that I know of that have running dogs. So everybody else is going to be, out at least 20 miles to 50 miles. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the radius would be, but I know that most everybody that comes here has to drive at least an hour to get here.
That's crazy.
That's why I have lots of inventory, and I don't want, if someone comes and I don't have it, they probably will never come back. So I try to have everything here. And that's another thing, if you order online, we don't drop ship anything. We have everything here. So when you call and I pick the phone up and take your order, I can ship it out right then. And I don't have to call someone and rely on them to, drop what they're doing and get your order out if you need it, especially if you need it quick. And where we're located is centrally located to all the states, so I can get everything out and get it to you in 2 days ground shipping. So
it's impressive, and I can at least vouch for what you just said. You've got the inventory. I mean, I can't imagine if you've been out of something. I actually called your store and asked for a very specific item, and I wasn't doing it trying to trick anybody. Mm-hmm. I needed it for upland dogs, and I actually learned it off a podcast guest that I'd had 2 weeks ago. But Greg Blair works for Purina, mm-hmm. and he was talking about using it. He uses a tracking collar, but he says he likes the bell. Mm-hmm. And I thought, man, it's kind of hard to find, probably. And I called. One of your girls answered. Yep, we got them. She had to ask me a couple times. And I said, it's a little bit, I said, well, I need 2. And I said, I want that vest too, So, mm-hmm. yeah. So anything I could think of, you had. Now I'm gonna change gears again and go back to something we were talking about. I'm real curious because this is something that's passionate to me. But all these dogs you had, Summer, did you train them yourself? Did you learn to train from your dad, or how did that work?
Yeah. I train them myself. Like I said, I don't competition hunt, so they're not gonna be like the greatest squirrel dogs or whatever and do exactly what every competition dog's supposed to do. But you go hunting, you're going to come back with squirrels, basically. Yes. But yeah, I train them myself. My beagles, I'm fortunate enough to have some property, so several places to hunt. So we go out and hunt, and during deer season, when you're running deer every day, if they're no count on the first day, by the third day, they're going to be pretty good. So, I have bought, well, my son's coon dog, we bought him, but he was a pup, so he was treeing, but now he hunted him every single night. So yeah, he basically tuned him up to where he was really good. But yeah, no, it just means more to you if you have a dog and you go out, and tinker with it and tinker with it and tinker with it, and then finally, it clicks and you're like, he might not be the best, but he's a shining star in my eyes just because I've messed with him and got him to do what I want him to do. So yeah, it means more to me if I train them and get them going.
It's something, it's hard to get people to understand until they've actually done it. But when you actually watch the light turn on your dog, don't you? You see the switch flick, and that's an exciting feeling.
Yeah. That's when you're like so excited, and in my case, I call my dad and I'm like, you're not going to believe, but Muddy done this or whatever. But yeah, it's exciting.
Now, I know just from being out there myself and at your store, I got to ask you a personal question about how many dogs you have. You got a busy life. That store I know keeps you busy, but you still run a lot of dogs right now, right?
Yeah, I have several dogs. I think I've got 6 squirrel dogs. I've got a coon dog. I've got 7 beagles. Of course, I have to sit here and count. I don't go out there and count them because I'm like, okay, tonight we're going to do this, or today we're going to run rabbits, and I grab up what I have. But yeah, I've got 4 running walkers. But
we didn't talk about that either. How long have you been running beagles?
I've always had beagles.
You have a pretty good rabbit population?
Yeah. Well, there for a while it got pretty thin, but this year it seems to be it's really come back. Yeah.
At my ranch, I've got both jackrabbits and cottontails.
Yeah, we just got cottontails.
Y'all just have cottontails? I see more this year than I've ever seen on my place.
We've got, you can go east and here to around Augusta and hunt swamp rabbits, but I just hunt little, patches around my house, really. I like to sit on the deck and turn my beagles loose and just listen to them. And
Yeah.
I like to crack the window and let them run all night and just listen. I mean, I just like hearing dogs. I'm a
Me
dog
too.
person.
I'd sit on the tailgate and or a
Yeah.
lawn chair or whatever. Yeah. I miss it. It's been a long time. I haven't had beagles in years, but
Yeah.
I get back home, I'm gonna start.
Yeah, it's
Now, do
exciting.
you? I'd figure just because your business, you probably got access to some pretty good bloodline of dogs of different breeds. Just your customers, right?
Yeah.
Or do you fool with more bloodlines from your dad's friends and buddies?
Yeah, I mean, it. Like I said, I'm not competing. I'm just going out there and hunting. So, I've got some dogs from my dad and his bloodline, and then I've got a buddy that I've got his bloodline. So it's I don't know. It's more personable because I'm not just. I mean, I don't know. If I was, going field trialing, it'd be different. But
Yeah.
I'm just out here treeing squirrels and hunting rabbits and running deer. So it's not really that. I mean, I just pleasure hunt. So
Now, what kind of breeds your dad got at his place?
he's got Julys, got some Krogans. He's got some pups right now. Just some walkers. Just he just runs coyotes outside, basically.
Now, do you sell dog food too?
No, I don't sell dog food. One of our really close friends has the local feed store, so he has. If I wanted any kind of dog food, he'd supply it, and he does the dog food and the feed, and I stay out of that.
You stay in your lane?
I stay in my lane. Plus, I mean, you got to have a big warehouse for dog food. So
Yeah. I had a general store, kind of gas station and stuff in Kentucky, and it's just small profit and a lot of room it takes up, and it's heavy to move around.
yeah, it's heavy and.
Now, I know from talking to you last time that you're getting ready for a big coon dog event coming up next week.
Yeah, we're leaving Tuesday to go to Autumn Oaks. We had never been to Autumn Oaks, but we're getting ready to head up there. I think it's going to be exciting. I'm anxious to meet a lot of people. A lot of people call and they're like, "Hey, I seen you on TikTok or whatever. I watch you on Facebook." But I like to visit with people, so I want to meet everybody.
Purina Pro Plan. Here at Gundog Nation, we use Purina Pro Plan for our dogs. We actually use the Sport Performance Edition, which is 30% protein and 20% fat, the beef and bison. It contains glucosamine, omega-3s for their joints. It also contains amino acids for muscles and antioxidants. And it also has probiotics. It's guaranteed to have live probiotics in each serving. There's no artificial colors or flavors. We see the difference in our dogs. We see the difference in their coat, their performance, their endurance, and also in recovery. Be sure to use Purina Pro Plan dog food. The reputation speaks for itself. There's a reason that Purina has been around for such a long time. We suggest that you use it, and we are so proud to be sponsored by Purina Dog Food.
Well, you'll be hit up there. My friends that go and the people I talk to that go, they one of the things they love is for the vendors to be there, and they can get they can see stuff and buy stuff without looking at it on the computer, and there's something to be said for that, right? We've got to this age now, I'm included. We buy everything off the computer. It's a lot better when you can go and pick it up, hold it, whether it's a dog collar, or a leash, or whatever. Your vest.
Yeah, that's kind of like my store. I mean, it all goes back to you can have a big warehouse and inventory everything and have shelves and, have a hopping website and, and all day long stand back there and pack boxes, and that's not what I like. I like to, talk to the people when they come in here and shake their hands and what kind of dogs you got, and just visit with people and then help them if they have any issues with their Garmins or whatever. So I'm excited to go up there because it'll be just like a mobile store, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. You better I bet you sell out everything you take up there. So
Well, I bet I don't, because as you know, I like to have inventory and as my husband said, we're gonna have to go to more than just this one show because I think we've bought a trailer and we've done all kinds of stuff, so we'd have plenty of room to take inventory up there. So I hope I do sell out. I hope I do, but it's gonna have to be a big sale if I do.
Now, your son being a coon hunter, surely he's gonna go, isn't he?
Well, somebody's got to take care of all the dogs, so.
He's getting stuck at home.
Yep, he's getting stuck at home. He's got to.
You'll have to make that up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there anything exciting for Dog and Hunt Store coming up that you'd like to announce?
Well, I did just announce we have an app, so that's exciting.
Oh wow!
It's on Google Play and the App Store or whatever. You can just type in Dog and Hunt Supply, and then anything. If you want anything, you just hit the app, and all the products are there, and then you just hit the product, and then double tap on the side, and you pay for it, and it could be in your doorstep in 2 days. So we're excited about that. We think that's very convenient for everyone. We have customer appreciation coming up the end of September. So when we get back from Autumn Oaks, we're going to be hitting it, getting ready for customer appreciation. That's a huge event. We have a lot of sales in the store. We have a lot of vendors come out. Garmin will be here. Troy from Walnut Creek Kennels is going to be here. Old South Dog Boxes, they're talking about coming. They've got conflict in their schedule they're trying to work out. I've got a knife maker coming.
Oh wow!
Elite Nutrition's going to be here probably. I've got Turtle Box. I've contacted them. They're probably coming. I mean, it's going to be huge. But on top of all of that and on top of all of the sales, the greatest part about the whole event, besides the free food, is there's going to be people here from all over. South Carolina, people's coming, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Illinois, Ohio, Mississippi. I mean, people's contacted us that they're coming. So it's more or less like a huge houndsman reunion.
Nice.
So it's going to be one place that every breed of dog and every hunter of every kind is going to be here and visit, and you're going to see people that you haven't seen in years. That's what it's turned into. At first it was like, we've got all these sales and everything is great, but what it's really become is a huge houndsman reunion, basically. So we're excited that
now, do y'all have that at your store?
Yes, we have that here at the store. Basically, the town, we closed streets down. The local gas station last year said it was the busiest day they had in a year. It's people's parking down the road, to the school. We're going to have, trolleys bringing people here from the school where you have to park. It's going to be exciting and big. Of course, we have treeing contests, trade days, BB gun shooting for the kids, bag-o tournaments. We got stuff going on all day long, and then, big shade trees and lawn chairs and music, and everybody can just visit and hang out. And it's just for a couple days, so we're excited about it. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
Well, that sounds like a great place to set up a podcast tent.
Come on up. I don't care. Set it up.
Man,
The more
no,
the
seriously.
merrier.
Well, you've got to send me links that I can share on social media, and I'd love to. I mean, that's awesome. I think that's. I don't know anyone that does that. That's a business person.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of work.
I wouldn't want that part of it.
The day after customer appreciation last year, we started planning for this year, and every single week, it's like, this is what we're going to do different. This is what we're going to do. It's a lot of work, but it's totally worth it. And everyone seemed to have a good time last year, and we're just wanting it to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And
What's the farthest that someone came to that event last year that you know?
I had someone drive 8 hours. I can't remember where they were from, but I remember we did a little interview with everybody, and they drove 8 hours. The furthest I've had someone come to my store, I've had a couple people from Hawaii come. So that's that's exciting that
That's
they
pretty crazy.
Came over and then went ahead and made the additional trip to come to Arkansas to come to the store. So
Wow. How many people you think you had last year? Do you have any idea?
I mean, we around 3,500 is kind of what we kind of maybe thought it was around that. It could have been more, but I might be shooting it short. But it was in 2 days. In 2 days, it was busy. We're totally doing it different this year because it was so busy inside last year. People couldn't really walk around because it was so packed inside. So we have tents and stuff we're putting outside this year to spread everybody out a little bit, so it'll be a little more enjoyable.
I guess that really helps your local economy, your town, right?
I would think so. Like I said, the gas station said it was hopping, and the little local restaurant.
Now,
I'm joking.
You're getting choked up. You're getting stressed thinking about that customer
I know
appreciation.
I
Yeah.
Need something to drink.
So, what about accommodation? Listen, I'm from a town that size in Hyden, Kentucky. It's actually smaller than Quitman. So I'm saying this, not making fun because I come from a town like that. But is there enough hotels and stuff? People have to stay out at other places and come in.
There's a town about 16 miles from here.
Okay.
Either side, like east, west, north, or south, basically, and they've got hotels, but there's nothing here in Quitman, nowhere to stay. Yeah. Conway, a lot of people stay in Conway. That's the biggest town, probably. Heber Springs has some hotels. That's going to be probably the closest. Little Rock is about an hour from here, so.
Okay. And what's the dates on that again?
It's September the 19th and the 20th. And September the 19th, we're open from like 8 to 5. And then on the 20th is when we have the trade days. And we'll be here from 8. I say 8. We're here at daylight. So from daylight till 2 o'clock. We kind of wrap it up around 2 o'clock.
Okay. And then nothing on Sunday.
No, Sunday we need to recuperate for Monday.
Yeah. Clean up.
Yep.
Well, my birthday's the 12th. That'd be a good birthday.
What?
Yes. So my birthday's the 12th. That'd be a good birthday trip.
Yeah. Actually, when we close on Saturday, we have, during the sale, we have sales online also. So we work from the minute we close all day, all the rest of the day Saturday, and then all day Sunday getting those orders ready, because our main thing is when you order today, we want to get it out the day you order it. So
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt, and Gundog Nation is proud to have one of their sponsors as Retriever Training Supply, based in Alabama. Retriever Training Supply offers fast shipping on quality gear. Your dog will love it. Visit retrievertrainingsupply.com to purchase gear to help you train your retriever. Listen, they have some of the best leashes I've ever found. It's stuff's made in America. Their leashes are, and they source them locally. They have anything you want, fast, friendly service, fast shipping, just good people. Retriever Training Supply. Now, you know, one thing I was noticing, and I was going to ask you too, Summer, like, I know your background is hounds, those type of dogs, but you live in Arkansas, which is a huge waterfowl state. Do you also offer accessories and stuff for retrievers and waterfowl dogs?
I do. I have some. I don't have a lot. You have to drive about 2.5 hours east to get into any kind of ducks around here.
Okay.
There is a huge big store in Arkansas called Max Prairie Wings. If you are a duck hunter, you know about that store. So I let them do the duck. They have a lot of duck stuff. You know, if someone's gonna get suited for duck hunting, they usually go to that store. So I just let them handle it, but I do have some things for duck hunting.
Okay.
I mean, I do have waders, and you know, I can get you in, but I don't have, you know, everything that has to do with duck hunting.
Okay. That's not your main customer base.
No, I'm more of a, if it runs, we chase it.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, and to be honest, like I didn't get into waterfowl until just a few years ago, and it's just because I was training some really high-end retrievers for sheds and blood tracking. I thought, you know, I've got these well-bred dogs. I need to put them to use and for other things. And so, yeah, I'm like you. I had more of a hound background for sure. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know you. I had no idea y'all had the customer appreciation like that. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Now, what does other than Autumn Oaks, is that the only show as of now that y'all do outside of your town?
Well, no, we've went to Uncle Earl's Hog Bay in Louisiana before. There's some local events that we went to, the state hunt. We're gonna, for the next couple of years, we're gonna start hitting pretty much most of them. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to put you on the spot, Summer.
Uh-oh.
What's your favorite hunting dog breed?
Breed?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ask me that. I'm going to lose 100 customers if I answer it.
I figured that. Yeah, that's a tough one. Isn't it?
You can't ask me that. I'm not answering that.
All right, we'll skip that. I don't want to mess your business up. I have to be careful on here too because I've got, you know, my listener base is different breeds, and yeah, I put a post on. I asked people to vote for their best hunting dog breed, and I left out certain breeds. And then, like for pointers, I didn't specify what type of pointer. And man, I got lit up, you know.
Yeah.
And then on retrievers, I just said retriever. I didn't put lab, golden, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a touchy subject. It's like, you know this better than anybody. People hunt with walkers. There is no other coon dog. People hunt with red bones. There is no other coon dog.
Yeah,
you know?
you can't specify anything because you're going to make, you know, if you like one, you're going to make 5 other breeds mad. So
Yeah.
I mean, I like all. If they'll tree, I like them.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a coon up there, I like the dog. It doesn't matter if it's a Chihuahua.
Well, you know, I had the Purina pointing dog guy on here a couple weeks ago, and I asked him that question, and he was afraid to answer too. Obviously, he worked for Purina, so he said, "I want the dog that makes me win," because he's a field trial guy.
Yeah.
So that's a good answer, but yeah.
Yeah.
You just want the dog that trees.
I want one that trees with the meat. I don't want one that's, you know, you don't ever find the squirrel or the coon or whatever. But yeah, I want one that's got the meat every time.
Does your son is he still into coon hunting pretty heavy, or is he busy doing other stuff?
He actually he guides hunts. We've met some people up in Idaho, and he goes up there and he's got his little pack of dogs, and he guides bear hunts.
Oh, wow.
And then in Idaho, and then he also goes to Alaska, flies out on a float plane, and he's like out for what 3 weeks or 4 weeks at a time, and guides moose and bear hunts. So he stays busy doing that. It's really quite funny because, not funny, but my husband, he doesn't really like to hunt at all. I mean, he goes and he enjoys it, but it's not his passion. It's in my blood, and sometimes he's like, why you want another dog? I'm like, I can't help it. It's in my blood. And my son, he got that from me. He loves to hunt. So he, if it's in some kind of season, he's hunting it. So, yeah.
So on the bear dog summer, does he train his own hounds?
Well, we don't have, you can't run bear here in Arkansas. So obviously he has a pack of hounds up in Idaho, and they have them and keep them for him all year, and then he goes up there. So I'm going to say he trains them, because when he's there, he tunes them up. Let's just say that.
Yes.
So they're gonna be good dogs, but he's gonna be the one handling them and working with them all season.
When you're getting ready to go on your next hunting trip, make sure you pack the most efficient and reliable ammunition on the market. Migra Ammunition brings you the most diverse loads on the market. Migra's patented stacked load technology is the epitome of efficiency. 2 shot sizes stacked together to create the most diverse and efficient line of shot shells in the industry. It doesn't matter what flyway, what state, or what the weather, the standard remains the same. At Migra, reliable loads that perform in any condition every single time. We're proud to have Migra Ammunition as a sponsor for Gundog Nation.
I need to get him on here. You know, I actually did a whole podcast with a guy in New Mexico. It's a very, well-known hound guy with bears and mountain lions. And we recorded the whole podcast and lost it.
Oh gosh.
And and we had internet trouble too. But I'd love to have him on if he ever has time. But what I'm going to ask you is this: what I learned, I did some hunting in New Mexico. I was up there elk hunting. Anyway, those guys do it all, right? They're full-time guides. So bear season, mountain lion season, elk season, they're running year-round. And I would ask them, hey, what kind of dogs are you running on these bears? And none of them could tell me.
Or they didn't want to tell you.
That might be. Well, and they said they're mixes and this, that, and the other. So is that the case what he does? I mean, is it a lot of crosses?
Yeah, some crosses, some Krogans. He's got, it's running walkers basically. Of course, when you're bear hunting, you want something that'll push the bear up the tree, not necessarily a tree dog. You want something that'll get after it and smoke it, and then that makes the bear go up. So, I think it's a Duke's mixture of different dogs, but yeah, he's. But at one time there could be they'll have 20, 25 dogs after one bear.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do remember now the guy saying that I had on here was actually, he was using blue ticks and blue tick type crosses too.
Yeah.
But you do see walkers. What I saw was more walkers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he loves hunting. That's for sure. He goes up there, and we go up there and spend 2 or 3 weeks. And I think he's at one time he stayed up there, 60 some odd days in Idaho, and working the dogs and getting them ready and bait, bear bait and everything. So it's a whole nother world up there. And it's funny how everybody hunts game and how it's different from the East Coast to the West Coast, how it's basically the same but totally different.
Yeah. I just came back from Alaska. Me and my wife went up there, and I'd never been. Absolutely loved it. We just fished, but I'd love to hunt there.
Oh yeah, Alaska's, you know, you don't want to say. I mean, it seems like it's not behind, but it makes you feel like, everything is slower pace and not like it is down here. Everybody's running and gunning and you got 30 minutes to hunt, and up there it's like you wake up and you're going to hunt all day and you don't have to,
it is different.
Everything revolves around, fishing or hunting, where down here it's work and then you do hunting and fishing on the side. Basically, is the way I feel like it is.
Yeah, I kind of felt, I was only there for 4 days or 5 days. But yeah, you're right. It's slower. It's their life. Their livelihood is tourism and hunting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I've hunted northern Idaho for bear hunted up there, and that's beautiful country. Is he in pretty high elevation?
Yeah. You gotta be in shape. That's for sure.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
when you head off to a tree there, you better be ready, because when you go back up, it's not fun, but it's a different, like I said, it's a totally different kind of hunting. And I love it.
So is he guiding full time?
No, not full time. He actually, a lot of people don't know this about him, but he's a shotgun shooter. He shoots for USA Shooting. He's actually been to several World Cups. He's been to Russia, and shot 2 or 3 times. Italy 4 or 5 times. He's been to Mexico. He's been, I can't even name all the places he's been, but he was on the USA international bunker team. And he's been to the Olympic trials.
He's still doing that?
Yeah. Well, yes, that keeps him busy. So
Jeez.
He does that pretty much. He has, there's 2 or 3 competitions in the United States, and then if you are fortunate enough to make the World Cup teams, there's 3 World Cups in the spring and 3 World Cups in the fall. So, of course, if you are on that team, you're practicing and getting ready, and then when you get back, you rest for a couple weeks, and then here you go again, and sometimes he's like, they're having a match on opening deer season. That's the most. Do they not know we've got deer season around here this time of the year? But yeah, he does that and hunts, and then he builds houses. So he's got some spec houses going and subdivisions going in. So he's a busy guy.
I reckon, yeah.
That's why he's not in the store with me. He's got several things going all the time. And my husband too. He's got another business, Sun Gas Propane. So he stays busy with that. He's got subdivisions and houses going. So I'm just here in the store. This is kind of our hub. We've got this office here we run everything out of, and then I've got 7, 8 full-time employees that help me here in the store. So we stay busy.
I reckon. That's crazy. There ain't no lazy people in your house.
Well, we stay busy. People don't realize behind the scenes what's going on, but yeah, we're running and gunning all the time.
Well, that's interesting. We'll talk later, but I'd like to get him on. He's got a lot of things I'd like to get on the show.
He's been on a couple of podcasts, so he would do it. I know he would. He's
Perfect.
He's an interesting fella to talk to.
What's his name?
His name is Roe.
Okay.
Roe Reynolds. Yeah.
I definitely want him on here. Well, hey, I know you're crazy busy, and I'm sure your work day, it's probably just midday for you work-wise. So
yeah.
I know those girls, I talk to them, you're always covered up, and I hate bugging you because I know what it's like to be busy. I don't think I'm as busy as you, but I do a lot of things. Anyway.
Well,
Summer.
One thing about it, I mean, I'm at the ordering or the packing or the shipping or I'm pretty much it. So I am busy. I'm a busy person, but that's no big deal. I enjoy visiting with you. So.
Well, Summer, just again, because I want everybody to know, tell them again how they can find you if they want to check out your store. Tell them where to go.
Okay, you can go to dogandhunt.com, or you can download our app, Dog and Hunt Supply, and I think it's dog space and space hunt space supply. If you can't find it, if you type it in like that, you can find it. Or you can come by and see us, Quitman, Arkansas. It'll be a drive, but it'll be worth it. I hadn't had anybody say, they wasn't going to come back when they came, and everyone seems to say, I always ask, I say, well, was it worth it? And they're like, most definitely. So that makes me feel good. So come by.
Well, I can vouch, Summer, I was not let down at all. My wife was on one side, I was on the other, just like, oh Lord, I never see anything, but it's really nice. But listen, I know you're busy. Thank you so much for taking time. Good luck at Autumn Oaks. Good luck with your customer appreciation. If I can do anything to spread that word, tell me. I'll put it on here. And I really appreciate you taking time to be on the podcast.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gun Dog Nation. I'd like to encourage all you listeners and viewers on our YouTube channel to check out patreon.com/GunDogNation. For $10 a month, you can become a member of our community, and we'll have access to lots of stuff. Mainly, we will do a monthly forum, an open forum, where you can ask me anything gun dog related, and we'll learn from each other in the community. Should be a lot of fun each month. We will do that. So check it out, patreon.com/GunDogNation.